Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Welcome back, everyone.
Thanks.
I'm glad to have you here, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to Talk Local to Me today. I'm Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
And I'm Mike Norfield with Visiting Angels of Lynchburg.
And we have a couple of guests on with us today. We're going to be talking everything from events to a new women's boutique here in the Bedford, Virginia area.
Awesome.
And so it should be a great show. And we're going to start off a little bit. As you guys know, we like to talk about events, and we have a lot of things actually. So we don't have a ton of like huge events coming up, which for me is like, it's like a relief. But we do have some ribbon cutting, some things people can get out there and check out in the next couple of weeks. And so I thought I would bring those up because it's really important. I think a lot of people don't think about, you think about networking, you think about like major community events, but ribbon cuttings kind of sometimes fall off the radar because they just think, oh, it's a ribbon cutting and, a business is opening. But it's really important if you have the time as another business owner to go out and support a new business and show up like at a ribbon cutting if you have, the availability to do so and welcome them to the area. And I've seen a lot of really great connections be made at ribbon cuttings. So that's, one reason I want to kind of throw those out there.
The local vendors that we use for our Visiting Angels, we got one because I would just happen to be driving past the office and Heather was like, "Are you coming to this ribbon cutting today?" And I'm like, "When is it?" And she's like, "In about 10 minutes." I'm like, "Yes." And I just turned left and went in. So we now use them for our on-call answer service after hours, and it's fantastic. That's
right. You do.
Yeah, the answer
they
network.
are awesome. So I think we have like 3 this week and 2, and then like 2 more in the next like couple of weeks. But I did want to mention, so today we have a ribbon cutting at 4 p.m. If you are in the Lynchburg area, we are going to be at the Fairfield Inn and Suites right off of Candler's Mountain Road. And we are doing a ribbon cutting for Love Heals, which is a local nonprofit in our area. And Courtney and her team do a fantastic job. They raise money for individuals and families that maybe have fallen on some hard times due to whether it's medical issues or just, different things that have come up that are hardships for them. And they pick a couple of families to really wrap around and love on, and they do a great job with it. So they are hosting their ribbon cutting today at 4. So it'd be awesome if you could come out to that.
Yeah. And one of the things that I really like about them, which I clarified this weekend because I ran into Sarah at karaoke and was talking about how they raise money for individuals and they help them with housing and different things like that. But the thing that I really like is that they collect this money on behalf of the individual. And then so for like the last event that I went to was a concert on Saturday night, I think. And they raised money and they actually take the money and they give it. So they're working to find her reliable housing and things like that. They pay it to the landlord. They just don't give the individual money and say, "Here you go," and hope for the best. Like they help manage it as well to make it a learning experience and financial education for their individuals. It's great.
And they do a lot of great, like you mentioned, the concerts. And I even did, last year, I did the polar plunge that they did. It's the first time I've ever done a polar plunge. Probably the last time I'll ever do a polar plunge. That was crazy and cold. And well, maybe if it's not in a pond, I'll do it again. The pond was like, But anyway, they do a lot of creative ways too to raise some money. So
they do. They also have a match in June so that if you become a monthly supporter, it's actually doubled.
Oh, cool.
So if you donate 25, it becomes 50, things like that. And they have a cool Instagram post about how they use chickens to illustrate that. And
did you say chickens?
Chickens, like the chickens. That's the official
don't even
name.
know what that was.
You can look it up on Amazon. They go, ha. So they're great.
I love it.
And they're also hiding those in stores. There's a whole event. Go to their page. Check it out. Love Heels. We are Love Heels.
I will do that. We also have a ribbon cutting Friday here in Bedford at 805 Brooks Hill Road, which is actually our office space here in Bedford. But we have a food truck. Well, I say food truck, but it's a lemonade truck.
Yeah.
Bro and Sis's Lemonade. And they, oh my gosh, they're just so good. They have all these different flavors, and they also do some sweet treats. They've done like candied apples before. They've done cotton candy. They do a lot of like fun little sweet treats. So they're going to be set up in our parking lot at 3:00, and we're going to do a ribbon cutting for them. And you can grab some lemonade and some treats from them as well.
They also have sugar-free lemonade as well.
They do. And they kind of got up and started with this years ago. It's basically their kids. They were trying to teach them the value of $1. And their daughter also does pageants, and they needed to help raise the money for her to go to the different pageants. And so they kind of got this up and running, and that's kind of really taken off because they just started right in their front yard.
Yeah.
And now they have an actual food trailer. So
very cool.
Really excited for that. And
That's
then
good stuff.
Saturday, and I know people are going, oh my gosh, not a Saturday.
Oh, but for this one, you got to make an exception. I'm making an exception.
I'm
and
making
breaking my I don't go to ribbon cuttings on the weekend with this one with
Yes.
Cravables.
Yes, the grand opening of Cravables, which will be right off of Lakeside Drive in Lynchburg. And if you don't know where, it's right beside the Billy Craft Honda on the right-hand side before you get to Sheetz. But it is an ice cream shop. And I got to go in there yesterday. And so back in the day, and I'm talking about way back in the day, like when I was a teenager, they used to have a company there that would like sell Kirby vacuums. And like, you went and like, you were like going to be a salesperson for Kirby vacuums, whatever.
Fun
And
fact.
so I'm not going to lie, I went and did that.
So I went and went to a job interview when I was looking for a job in 2002 and was like, as long as it's not vacuum sales, I'm okay. And I walked in, and it was like a whole 3-day thing that you went through, right? It was kind of crazy. And the second day I found out it was vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
It's like, daggone it.
Well, they have transformed that building. You're going to love it. When you go in there on Saturday, you're going to be amazed. It is awesome. So the Cravables is, it's an ice cream shop, but what I love about it's not just your ordinary ice cream shop. Well, for one, it's Homestead Creamery ice cream, yes, exactly. Everyone's shaking their heads because it's amazing. But what they do there is most of their staff are special needs individuals that, they're teaching them how to operate, in the world and have interactions with other people and teaching them, the value, how a job works and, being
Customer
able to
service skills
earn their
and things
money
like that.
and customer service. Yeah, exactly. And so it is awesome. They even have they have a training room in there now where they are going to be training and having high school students come in and help train. And it's really awesome and it's just a great cause. So
it is.
Come
and
out.
That's at 12:30 on Saturday the 8th.
That is at 12:30 on Saturday. They technically open at 1, but the ribbon cutting will be at 12:30.
Okay.
So when I was talking to her the other day, they did a soft opening about a week or so ago, and it was a little overwhelming with a lot of people. So she wanted to try and do like the ribbon cutting kind of stagger, and then the grand opening when more people are starting to come in, to kind of help with that, alleviate some of that pressure off of the individuals working. So
That's a good idea.
So those are our 3 upcoming ones. We have more, but that's the only. I'm going to just
cvabc.org for more information.
That is true. You can go on our calendar and find out all the information. I will also mention we are hosting a Bagels and Benefits event on the 17th, which is a morning breakfast where you can come and I do a fabulous PowerPoint presentation on all of our benefits. So whether you're a new member, a business that is looking to be a member, or you are a member for 5 years and you just want a refresher on your benefits, come out, have some breakfast, network. We're going to do that at Mission House Coffee.
Great location.
Downtown on Commerce Street. So would love to have as many people there that want to attend and
let's fill it up.
Hear me talk and my cool PowerPoint.
Let's drive Tommy crazy and everybody order the Alto.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
The Alto. It's the best drink ever.
Yeah.
It's really just a mocha frappe with no whip, but still it's awesome.
It sounds terrible.
He won't name it after me until a bunch of people start asking for it. So I'm just saying, let's do it. I'm going to just put up a sign in his windows. And then you will also be hearing, because I'm a glutton for punishment, we are probably going to be putting out some information in the next couple of days about a Christmas in July vendor market that we are planning to host at River Ridge Mall. It'll be a one-day pop-up in the mall for artisans and crafters and different businesses that want to put their information out. And that's also the kickoff to our Christmas parades. So
awesome.
More information will be on cvabc.org.
Yeah.
So make sure Sheena knows. And I just can I just shout her out real quick?
Go ahead.
Because I don't know if she's listening today or not.
Unless you're going to talk about the peach cookie.
I am going to talk about the peach cookie because Sheena, girl, amazing. So Sweet Nannies, they do, cookies, and she was at our Empower Women's event and she had some cookies there and she had some new cookies.
Yeah.
And so I got one of each of the new cookies.
Yeah.
I got
and the Mr. Bing it's a cherry cookie. It's
yes,
so
the
good.
Mr. Bing and the peach one by far are like my two new favorite cookies ever. So check out Sweet Nannies because those cookies are amazing. And I'm going to make Mike bring me some cookies because they're delicious.
Yeah, I know you're listening. So she wants some peach cookies and some Mr. Bing cookies.
Yes, I do. Very badly. So anyway.
She just sent back on my iPad. She said in all capital letters, no, and like 4 O's. What's that mean? I'm just kidding.
I don't know. It means no, Mike can't have any cookies, but Heather can. So anyway, just want to throw this out there. But yeah, so those are kind of our upcoming things. Big thank you to everyone who attended our Empower Women's event last week. It was great. A little crazy, a little hectic, but we got through
really smooth,
went very smoothly. Lots of great speakers. Just a wonderful event. So again, thanks to everyone who helped out with that. And that just kind of segues me into our guests because we're talking about events. And we have two people on the show with us today that if you are in need of help with an event, they can handle it for you. So we have got Adrienne and Jenna here from A&J Events. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. Don't be shy. There's only like 3 million people listening.
Yeah,
so
it's cool.
Speak up and be good. So yeah. So Adrienne and Jenna, so happy to have you today. Tell us a little bit about A&J Events and what you guys do.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us on the show today. Just to kind of give you a little overview about what we do. We do wedding and event planning here in Central Virginia and beyond. We're always willing to travel as well. But Central Virginia is kind of our main service area that we focus on. Weddings are definitely our specialty out of events. So we offer a number of different packages to our clients, full planning, partial planning, and also month of coordination. We also offer a number of other services as well, just to kind of help streamline things for our clients. If it's something that they're interested in, we do offer floral design. We have an in-house floral designer. Shout out to Renee, who is our lead floral designer on our team. And she designs lots of beautiful floral arrangements. So we can definitely help clients out with that if that is a need for their event. We also offer decor rentals, linen rentals, pet attendant services, childcare services for events. Am I missing anything, Adrienne?
Event staffing.
And event staffing, yes. So if you have drop-off style catering or a more DIY event, we can help you with that in providing staff to staff the event, set up buffet, staff buffet, restock, all that good stuff. So we definitely try to make it as streamlined as possible for our clients.
It's very good.
So how did y'all get started? Like, how did that kind of come into play?
Well, so I am a full-time teacher. I still am a full-time teacher. I met Jenna, gosh, what year was it?
It's 2016? 2016, yeah.
Yeah,
it's been a little while.
I was the head of our special education department at a school here in Lynchburg, and she was a new teacher that had just moved here from Pennsylvania. I'd been in Virginia at that point for 4 years. And I was going back to graduate school. I had decided I wanted to pursue early childhood special education. And I also was working part-time at a local vineyard up near Charlottesville, helping them out with events because as teachers, it is very lonely because you're with kids all day. You don't really get to be social.
No adult interaction.
Yeah.
My wife tells me that all the time when we're by ourselves all day. So.
Yeah. So it was great because I was like, great, I can go work events and I can be social and see happiness and love.
Yeah. So
the vineyard owner at the time, she was kind of handling all of her coordination for all of her clients, meaning kind of handling the logistics for the venue side of things, but also for the catering and bartending that they offered through the winery. And so she was just kind of getting burnt out. And she's like, hey, are you interested in kind of venue coordinating? You're very organized. And I was like, heck yeah, but I don't want to leave teaching. So then I pursued potentially bringing on a second person. And I was like, can we split this job in half? I'm going back to graduate school. It might be a little bit too much working full-time, going to school full-time, working part-time. Luckily, I didn't have a family, children yet at that point. And so I brought brought it up to Jenna and she was like, yeah, I mean, I think I would like that. And so, yeah, that's kind of how we got started. We split the job in half and we worked on, corresponding with clients that were interested in getting married at this vineyard. We would schedule venue tours, answer any questions related to the venue, support them with developing their menu, selecting their wines, schedule their walkthroughs, meet with them, be a part of their walkthroughs, help them with their floor plan designing if needed. Oftentimes they had their own event planner and or coordinator, and so we would just kind of all meet together and support each other because oftentimes those are the three individuals that are making most of the planning for your day, for your timeline and floor planning. After COVID hit.
Yep, it was after COVID.
Yep. The vineyard decided to discontinue their in-house catering program. And so that took a lot of our job and it made it more just virtual only, corresponding with clients, still scheduling tours for potential couples that would get married at the vineyard, but it was not on site for events anymore. It wasn't scheduling staffing. It wasn't, executing the day with food and beverage. So it was hard. A lot of our passion of what we love to do was gone. And so the vineyard owner was like, you girls are too good at this. You really, really should think about starting your own company. And I'm going to let Jenna kind of take over at this point because she was.
Yeah. So I was actually like 7 or 8 months pregnant when they decided to pitch this idea to us of starting our own business. And at first I was all like gung ho about it. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's start our own business. Like, I think this could be great. And then I got to like 37 weeks pregnant and I was just like, yeah, pretty much. I was like, let's just wait and have our babies because Adrian was also pregnant at the time. She was about 4 months pregnant. With her daughter. And so we kind of just took a little bit of time to get settled with me having 2 children and her being a first-time mom. And then we officially launched A&J at the beginning of 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you've been at it about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We just went into our 3rd season of weddings. But I've been in the industry since working with that vineyard since 2018.
Yeah.
That was the thing I was just getting ready to say. Like the longevity of, what you guys have done, it's not like y'all just picked up one day and was like, you know what, I think I just want to plan events.
Yeah.
And, here we are. But you guys have actually had a lot of experience in it. And I think it also says a lot about who you guys are and how good or, how well y'all do when the owner of the winery that you're working at
says, hey, you should do this on your own.
Do this, because some people would be like, oh, they just, came here and took what they learned and went off. You have a lot of people that get kind of upset about things like that. But to know that somebody already backs you that you've been working with for a long time, I think says a whole lot. Mm-hmm. And, the fact that, y'all, you said what, 2016?
Oh, we started working together as teachers in 2016. I started in events in 2018. And the really neat thing about, kind of starting as just coming on as an assistant, helping as catering staffing or bartending staffing is now we have that lens. And then we also have the lens of working on the venue side of things. So we definitely can respect and understand all of the moving parts of a wedding day or an event day versus just the planning and coordination side of things for clients.
Right. Yeah, so you've kind of learned it from the ground up, so that you're not just, hey, we're coming in and running these events. You've actually had to do the other side of it to where you've got the experience and the, different things like that.
And it's really important too, because we want to mention this. I'm still a teacher. She is a previous teacher, and we learned hands-on. We had a lot of practicum hours, observation hours, student teaching hours. And so now it's very important to us to give back. And so we partner with many universities and we accept interns. So if you are looking to, come on, get some hands-on experience, fulfill your hours, we are 100% there to support you and teach you, not just on event days, but just having conversations over coffee or on the front porch swing, or, going for a car ride on our way to the rehearsal. Those are important times too, because you learn so much just from conversation and others' experiences. So for us, we love to just now give back to others and help them learn and grow in this industry too.
Yeah.
To let them know it's not a competition. There's plenty of events out there for everybody.
That's right. Co-opetition is my favorite word.
Yes.
Love that.
I also love how y'all are, we're pretty much a one-stop shop for someone. So when my daughter got married, and it's been, I don't even know how long they've been married. Sorry, Autumn. But when she got married, though, I was kind of helping her plan everything because she didn't have a very large budget and whatever. But it was exhausting trying to keep up with each individual thing, and trying to get those contacts, and being able to, I guess, go to one person and saying, like, here's what we want. Can you help us out with that? So with like the floral design and, the decor and stuff and I'm constantly seeing people, who go out and spend all this money on decor. And then you see them like, oh, I've got to sell all this to make my money back. And I have these big posts online that are like, come buy all my wedding stuff. And not everybody's wedding stuff is going to be what you know what I mean? What you wanted for your theme is not necessarily going to transfer into someone else's. So 100%. You're kind of out that money sometimes, but being able to utilize you guys and rent decor and things like that, I think is really, really great.
Yeah. And that's really what we have tried to provide for our clients is, like I said, providing a more streamlined experience, offering those decor rentals. And we try to offer them too at a pretty competitive price. So you're not spending a fortune on decor for your day.
Now, what I want to know more about, what I really want to know is the two things. And I'm sure you know what I'm going to ask: the childcare services and the pet services.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for childcare, that's just kind of something, both of them really are things that we have seen as needs, as we have worked various events in the past, and being previous teachers, childcare is something that we felt was a need for events.
And moms. Because moms need a break.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As moms, we definitely understand that too, that sometimes you just want to have a night out. So childcare services was something that we really wanted to provide. So we do have a number of individuals that are on our childcare team that help us with different events and providing childcare. And something that I do want people to really know about childcare is we're not just showing up and just providing people. We're actually providing activities for the children to do based upon their age and their interests. So we're actually going and collecting, and development. So we're actually collecting information from parents ahead of time to make it a good experience for the children as well. So knowing what they're interested in, what kind of activities or toys they're interested in, what their routine is at night. I know Adrienne can talk a little bit more. She just did childcare service, actually at a venue in Lynchburg that was a hotel. And so part of that was putting children to sleep and just knowing that nighttime routine.
Wow. Yeah. We have this form that we send out to whoever is coordinating, whether it's the wedding coordinator, planner, or the bride or maid of honor. Maybe someone else is taking it on for the bride. So we just send out this form, and it just asks for children's names, their ages, like Jenna said, their nightly routine, dietary restrictions, allergies, emergency contact information, whether call or text, the interests, activities, favorite characters. So we can come prepared. No, we want to know, are they potty trained? Are there specific things that we need to be doing to support them throughout the evening? And I think it just really helps parents to know, okay, you guys are invested in my child and you want to know and love my child, but also to know that they're safe and they're going to be loved when they're outside of my care. And I know that there was a nervous mom at this wedding actually. And I just gave her my phone number and I was like, if you want to just text me and I'll send you updated pictures, whatnot. And I'll just, I had a conversation with her. She saw my form. We talked on the day of again. She only texted once because she knew put that full trust in us. I was like, you guys are 2 floors down. It's going to be okay. Like, enjoy your night. You deserve this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that sometimes as moms, we forget that, like, we need to take care of ourselves
Right.
and have time. And so I think for her, that was just like such a gift. So that's childcare services.
Yeah. And I can't say how much I love that. I see a lot of people that talk about weddings where you have some that are like no kids allowed, or, even if they have kids, the bride, and they're all they're nervous about how they're going to act. And so I think having that, and I've never heard of anyone doing that before, so that's awesome, is just, it's a relief because as the guest, you can go and have a good time. As the bride and groom, you can know, okay, nothing, a kid's not going to run out in the middle of my wedding and like scream and shout or, take their clothes off and run around. I don't know what they do, but you know what I'm saying?
Just Woody, you have to watch out for him.
It's just safety. There's another local venue just right down the road from here, actually. And they are very clear in their policies. There's a railroad nearby and there has to be parent supervision. There are cameras around the property because of that, because it's a liability.
Right.
And so knowing that, have a plan in place, even if you want to say no kids at your wedding, but bridal party members only. That's the case for this wedding a couple weeks ago. Is bridal party members had children, and so they provided the care for just bridal party members because they recognized that they have to be gone for 2 nights versus just a night,
right?
As wedding guests,
And that can make it hard on families, especially if the kids are used to mom and dad both being there to tuck them in, things like that. Like it can be, I don't want to say traumatic. That sounds an over thing, but like for a kid at that age, it can be. Especially if they're 2-4 years old, something like that, like toddler age.
And we'll support them too. Like if you have one being the flower girl ring bearer, like we can support and be that person to bring them down, bring them back.
And as teachers and former teachers, you kind of know how to deal with the kids and to relate to them and things like that as well. It's not just someone who's like, oh, I raised kids. They're good. Not every kid turns out good. I'm a prime example of that. So, see, I got sympathy. Look at that. First time ever on the show.
Please.
And but it's great that you've got like that background and experience as well. So it's not just, you're providing childcare, but you're also, making sure that everything is good and above board and all that. So it's good.
Absolutely. And then also too, you had asked about the pet care services. So we do have lots of team members on our team that are pet lovers. So it's kind of a similar setup with the pet care services as well, where we're collecting information about that pet, what time they eat, when they typically get let out, if there's any routines related to, they need to be crated at this time or whatnot. It's a very similar process for pets too. We want people to know and have that trust when they're leaving their pet with one of our attendants that they're going to be loved on and taken care of.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, because a lot of people's pets are their kids.
Absolutely.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely important.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody wants to get a hold of you guys for an event, what's the best way to go about reaching you guys or getting, a consultation? Being able to kind of sit down with you.
Yeah. So the best way to get in touch with us is actually through our website. It's anjeventsva.com. We have a contact page on there. If you fill out a contact form, it goes straight to our email and we can get in touch with you and set up a consultation through there.
Now, are y'all pretty booked right now with like spring weddings and summer weddings and all that stuff?
Yes. Yeah. Our June is pretty busy. And we have a pretty busy fall coming up as well. So, but 2025, we definitely still have some availability. So if you are planning events for 2025, we definitely still have the capacity to take you on. So please get in touch with us if you're interested.
Yeah, I saw on your website you guys had some packages, like you had up there the 2025 packages. So, and if you have a chance to go on their website and look around, they have a lot of great detailed information about what services they provide and the things that they offer. So, yeah.
Just a background too of our team. We find it to be really important to like emphasize our team because, you might not see both Jen or I in your event day. And so we just want to know who you are talking to, on the phone. So you can kind of put a face to the name. If you call us or email us, you kind of know, oh, this is who that is that I'm talking to.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So we ask 2 questions of every guest that comes on the podcast.
Okay.
Very hard questions. Are you ready?
I think
Okay.
so.
So question 1 is, how long have you been part of the Central Virginia Business Coalition?
So we actually just joined.
Yeah.
Excellent.
2
Welcome to the family.
Yeah, I think it was about 2 months ago or so.
Yeah.
Okay.
After
Yes.
a ribbon cutting, actually.
Yes, it actually was
one-
after a ribbon cutting event for another wedding vendor.
It's been
in the
exactly
area.
3 months.
Shout out.
Exactly.
Vows
It's
by
been right at
Vanessa.
3 months. Yes, because it was Vows by Vanessa's
Yes.
ribbon cutting, which is when Autumn
Oh.
went into.
Okay.
We
She went into
so we had to.
that's how you have the timeline, because that's when the baby was born. Yeah.
That's when my grandchild
I
was
get that.
born.
I get
So-
that.
Aw,
And-
congratulations.
What do
It
you?
was that night, right?
Well, it was like we left that night because she had to be induced.
It was
so
like
it was like
6
2 days later. Yeah.
It was like 6 days later, like 325 hours or something. I don't know.
That's
it
what
was
it felt
really
like.
long.
It grows every time I ask Autumn. She's like, yeah, it's like 6 million hours. I don't know.
Oh, God.
And then the second question that we ask every guest is, what do you think is the greatest benefit of being part of the CVABC?
Which we know you haven't used them all yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, so far, I just feel like having the opportunity to go out and meet other business owners
Yeah.
in the area, that was one of the major things that we were looking to do in joining the Central Virginia Business Coalition, is just connect with other business owners in this area, because we really do believe in collaboration and helping others out and building up other businesses as well. So we really feel like that is very important, to connect with other business owners.
That's great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for joining us today. I really appreciate it. And like I said, if you're out there listening, if you have a wedding coming up or a special event, definitely contact Jen and Adrian and see how they can help make your day as special as possible and as worry-free as possible.
Mhm.
We are going to go to a quick commercial, and we will be back with our next guest, Kelly with Lady Legacy of Bedford.
Sounds great. Visiting Angels, America's Choice in Home Care, is now serving Lynchburg and the surrounding counties from their new location at 2201 Linghorn Road, providing our community with personal care services, including assistance with bathing, dressing, meal preparation, grocery shopping, light housekeeping, and much more. Our trained staff have to pass all of our requirements for a high standard of care, ensuring that you have a compassionate, kind, and qualified caregiver. Our office team works with you as a partner in providing care for you or your family member to make the task of starting and continuing care an easier process. At Visiting Angels, we understand that every individual is different. That's why our team of dedicated caregivers is committed to providing tailored assistance to make you happier and healthier at home. Call 434-439-4698 to learn more about our services and schedule a free in-home, no-obligation consultation. Trust Visiting Angels in Lynchburg to bring peace of mind to you and your loved ones.
Visiting Angels, America's Choice in Home Care.
Welcome back, everybody. We thank you
Well,
so much.
before
What? Oh,
the
yeah.
ladies leave, we just
Let's
want
do
to say
it.
to Adrian, are you going to sing?
No, heck no,
Oh,
I don't
I was
think.
about to say, wow. Just want to say happy birthday. Today's her
Yes,
birthday.
happy
She told us on the way
birthday.
out. If she had told us beforehand, we would have had Woody sing.
We would have. Woody
but
would have come
Woody
in here.
dodged a bullet, and so did the rest of us. So,
So, yes, but have a happy birthday.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you, guys. So, welcome back, everyone. And we are going to be joined in just a few minutes by Kelly with Lady Legacy of Bedford. She's going to be joining us
Remotely.
remotely because she is working. She has a second location in, well, actually, it's her first
I was
location.
going to say,
We're
it's
in
her
the
first
second
location in Fredericksburg and a second location in Bedford.
Yes, and I think she's currently moving to a different store in that area. So,
Bless her heart.
yeah, I wouldn't want to be her right now. So she's going to be calling us in just a few minutes, and we're going to be chatting with her about her new location, which I love. So but I'll get more into that with her on
It's great. They actually hosted
Okay.
a coffee talk when they first opened.
Yes.
And it was standing room only. There was
did.
a lot of people there. It was a great event.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been to a coffee talk, you're missing out. So it's a great thing to be a part of.
Speaking of coffee talks, we have gone from one coffee talk a month to 3 now.
Yeah.
So, it's a good opportunity for any business that just wants to come out and meet and greet with other members. I know we were talking about that with ribbon cuttings, but the coffee talks are great too. And now that we're hosting them in 3 different locations, it gives businesses throughout the region the availability to come to one that may be closer to them, or, maybe it's not closer to you, but you want to meet a whole new, different set of business owners that may be in that area. So, we have started hosting them in Appomattox now. So our Appomattox coffee talk for this month is going to be June the 20th. It's a Thursday. We're going to be at venue 1848 this month, and you'll get to see that. It's a gorgeous venue in Appomattox. So we want to get a lot of people out there and checking out that and meeting some of our Appomattox business owners. And then June 21st, we will be at R&D Coffee in Roanoke. So if you are in the Roanoke Vinton area, stop by R&D Coffee.
They have great coffee too.
They have great coffee and great snacks. I love their avocado toast. And so you can come and meet and greet some of our business owners out there. And then on the 28th, June 28th, we will be this month, we have two businesses co-hosting us. If you are familiar with the Graves Mill Shopping Center in Lynchburg, Forest, I guess
Lynchburg,
technically.
Whatever.
We have Blakely Bath and Gifts, and then Scrub Connections are two businesses there, and they are co-hosting the event. So people can come out and actually check out both of their business spaces, and they are both women-run business and have been doing a great job. I've been in business for quite a few years.
Fun fact, they're both nurses.
Oh, that's right. They are both nurses.
That have become entrepreneurs and doing their own thing.
Yes.
So that's awesome.
So it's a great opportunity to come and check out both of those lovely ladies and the businesses that they have, built. And I have been really pleased, or say blessed, in the fact that I have been working with them since they, basically started up. So those are, three other opportunities. Coffee Talk, we won this year 2 awards from Lynchburg Business. We had gold for best professional development workshop, because it's a great place to come in, get to know other businesses, and grow professionally in our area. And then also for best networking event, we took silver this year for best networking event in our area. So
yeah, and this just in from our hotline from my number one fan. I'm her number one fan.
just
Woody.
Oh,
Woody, are you listening? Sheena says, wow, Coffee Talk in 3 locations means Woody has no excuse not to show up at one.
Oh, burn.
She got you.
She did get you, Woody. Woo! So, I love it. So we'll see Woody at one of those 3 coffee talks.
That's right. Maybe all 3.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just going to go in gung-ho and just go to all of them.
All of them. So we are joined now. Our next guest is with us on the phone, and we are joined with Kelly with Lady Legacy of Bedford. How are you today, Kelly?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sure you're actually probably tired right now, because we were just talking about how you're moving your Fredericksburg store.
Yes, we are moving into a beautiful shop and becoming their boutique. It's a fur dealer. And so absolutely gorgeous pieces. And now we are going to be the gorgeous clothing line for them. So it's Allen Furs that we're moving into.
Oh, that's awesome. What a great collaboration.
Yeah, it's just beautiful pieces, custom pieces.
Well, we are really excited to have you here in the Bedford area now with your second store here in right off of Main Street. And I wanted to have you kind of tell us a little bit about how you got started with Lady Legacy.
Sure, absolutely. One thing, we are thrilled to be in Bedford. We love it there. It is such a great town, and we love the fact that y'all embrace the history so much there.
Yeah.
But how we got started with Lady Legacy is I was in advertising and marketing for probably 25 years and had started in digital back in 2007. I say I'm dog years old when it comes to things like Google and things like that. It's like craziness. It's when I look back on it now. But the original owner of Lady Legacy was a client of mine, and I was coordinating a fashion show for the downtown boutiques in Fredericksburg. We have about 11 of them here, and they'd never done a fashion show together. So I was putting all of that together, and we were doing some social media campaigns for it, and started working with her on her social media and things like that. And so when she got ready to retire in 2022, Barbara reached out and said, I'm retiring and I want you to handle it. And I was like, no, what? Wait. She was selling it. I was happy with it. But when she was going to close it, I wasn't happy. And so I looked at my husband and I said, where am I going to get my handbags? Because we did it in trade. And he just looked at me and I was like, I don't ask you about your collections. Don't ask me about mine.
That's right.
And so out of that conversation, it began of, well, why don't you talk to her and see what she wants to do? And met with Barbara, and she's like, Kelly, nobody wants this. And I was like, well, that's not so true. And within 2.5 months, we turned around and self-funded and bought the shop. And she never closed. We just continued. We serve the 55, or really the 50-plus ladies in Fredericksburg. It's a great niche that is overlooked a lot of times in the fashion and style industry.
Yeah,
I agree.
And we have an absolutely blast doing it. I call it shopping with girlfriends. And, my style for the shop is classic with a twist, because the ladies want style, but we don't want fad. So I don't do any rips, holes, or tears in the clothing. Some of it look like you've worn them, but they don't look like you've been gardening in them.
They're worn, but they're not worn out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have a great time in the store, and we decided to bring that to Bedford last May, I guess it was. And so that's how we were born there.
Now, what are some of the different product lines you have in the stores? Because I know that so I want to talk about like the shoes. Like y'all have the Corkies in there.
We do. I love my shoes. I've got mine on today. I live in them, I think. We carry Corky shoes, so we carry all three of their labels, which is Hey Girl, Boutique, and then Corky. Very, very comfortable, extremely lightweight, and they're a great price for what they are. And their style is incredible. And so we carry those in the shop, as well as the Myra handbags and some of the Myra shoes. And then also the Lindsay Phillips, the little switch swaps where you can switch out the buttons on them as well. So it gives your one pair of shoes, as many different looks as you want it to be. So that's kind of our shoe offering. We are looking into bring in some Western or cowboy boots for the fall. And we're in the process now of talking to a couple of really nice lines over that. And then we go everywhere from everyday casual to I can do styling all the way to ball gown. So it really is a very diversified line from casual to work to special occasion.
That's really cool.
Well, and I know, I have been in the store multiple times, and every time I go in there, I see something else that I need. Not that I want. I need. I just want to put that out there. I need
That's
it.
That's right. It's like, yeah.
And I kind of want to go back.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I want to kind of go back to what you were talking about, with, it not being, things not looking like they're worn out, or like when you go into Lady Legacy of Bedford, you can tell that it is high end quality stuff. And I think that is awesome to have right here in Bedford. So you're not having to drive to a larger city to get those high quality items that you want to be able to wear, whether it's for business or pleasure.
Exactly. And I really appreciate that, Heather. Thank you. And, we work hard for what it is that we bring in. I do what I call small batch buying, which means I don't buy 2, 3, 4, 5 of each size. What I normally buy is the size run of everything that we have in there. But once it's sold, it's sold. So the inventory is always new. There's always something exciting in. And we have lines that are based on artist renditions. So we have a line out of Scotland called Powder Designs. And Powder is they take her things and they scan them, and then they turn them into either via screen print or weave the fabrics for her line, her clothing, which is amazing. So I carry beautiful kimonos from her that you can wear for every day. They're not just for, loungewear. These are pieces that you're going to wear out and have a gorgeous feel to. And then I have an artist like Claire Desjardins out of Canada that it's everyday beautiful tops, with just great detail. I try to have something different on them. It's not just a blouse. It's a blouse with detail. And so that you feel like it's something that you're wearing and you want to wear, and people are going to go, oh, where did you get that? And we also look at that as far as the fits, because when you're in the shop if you're trying something on, I want people when you leave the shop and wear it to go, oh, where'd you get that? And not, oh, where'd you get that? It's the inflection in the voice that I'm looking for.
Right.
Because I always want you to be comfortable. So I may have you, or, my ladies there, Dana Jones works for me, and Cheryl Bennett. We may have you try on things that you never would try on. And then you try it on and you go, you know what? I really like this.
Right.
So we do try to get ladies out of their comfort zone.
And that actually, excuse me, leads me into the next question I was going to ask, because you also will help with styling. And I think that's something different than, me just walking into Belk or JCPenney going, oh, well, I think this looks good together. I'll try it out, and then come home and somebody goes exactly what you were saying, like, oh, that looks
Where'd
great.
you get that?
So
was that on sale?
You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can actually, someone can actually come in with you and you can style them and really kind of show them how different pieces work together. Cause I'm not good at that.
Yes. And so that's one of the parts of what we do. And that's why I call it shopping with girlfriends. Because when you come in, it's like, okay, let's try this blouse on. Now, how many different ways can you wear this blouse? Can you dress it up? Can you dress it down? And let's talk through what you may already have in your closet that you're going to partner that with. But at the same time, what do we have in the shop that will go with it that you may not have thought of?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that, we've got these really great silk. They're like a silk. It's more of a chiffon. I call them the new harem pant, because it's a very comfortable pant, but it's sheer, but it has a lining built in that fits you like a legging. So you get the flowiness of the chiffon, but you've got the coverage of a legging underneath it that's built in, and they're very, very comfortable pieces. And so that it's like, how many different ways can you wear that? Well, you can wear it with a t-shirt. You can wear it with a t-shirt and jean jacket. You can wear it with a flowy top or a sweater. It's one of those things that you can take it and wear it multiple ways, including really dress it up for a special event or a cocktail hour and feel great, but then turn around and wear it with a pair of cute tennis shoes by Corky's and a t-shirt and a jean jacket. So I look for those pieces when we're doing them in the shop for how many different ways can a lady wear this?
Mm-hmm.
And then, working with the accessories that are going to take it to the next level. And that may be pieces that you have at home that are vintage from a family member, to new pieces either by Brighton, because we're an authorized Brighton dealer, to some of my big chunky fun acrylics that we wear. And so I try to have a good variety to give you a great complete look when you leave, but what it is that you're going to put it on with and how you can work it into your wardrobe at home too.
Now,
it's a lot of fun.
You also, you have the two stores, but you have people have the opportunity to also go online and they can order things that maybe are not in the store, or, things like that on your website.
That's correct. Yes. So the website is ladylegacyfredericksburg.com. And I do have different styles. I have more dresses on there. I also have different sizes. In the store, some of my size lines run from size 2 to 22. But I also have more options online. And if you are not sure, because a lot of ladies, do not like to buy online anymore. You've been burnt several times about, oh, it looks great in the picture, and then it comes in. And I even have that as a store owner. I have a lot of vendors that I work directly with because I already know their lines. And then there's some I'll go find and I'll bring it in, and it got in and it was like, no, return that. It's exactly the opposite of what they said it was. So we take that stress out with our online. You can come in. We have a kiosk set up in the shop where we will sit down with you and work through the website. So you're looking for a dress. Mm-hmm. We can go through that with you and help you to find a dress and do your measurements and make sure that we're ordering the correct size for you. So we still have that a lot of customer service I'm really big on, because you don't get that in the big stores. So even if you are purchasing online, we're still going to help you with that. And the other thing that we offer through the kiosk is not only the things that are on the website, but I have a shoe vendor that's got about 1,500 different styles. And so we can talk about you're going on on a cruise and you want something that's a fun summer look. So, okay, let's take a look at our options here. And it also gives me a wider range of sizes available, not just what I have in the shop. So I really like to be able with ladies, and Dana's phenomenal. If we have any alterations that are needed, Dana can do that for us. And, you know, we go from beginning to end now in there.
I cannot say how much I love that you have the kiosk that you can sit there and sit down with people. And I'm not having to go online and just assume like, oh, this will be my size. And then you have to worry about the returns and exchanges and all of that. That is amazing customer service, Kelly.
Yes.
Yeah, we're really trying to take that craziness of guessing, because even with our special occasion, and if you've ever shopped for a special occasion dress or anything like that, you know sizing is not the same as anything else. It's completely different. So when we do special occasion, we do measurements, and then when I order it for you or bring it in, I order it by the measurement and not by the size, because it's not going to correlate. And I tell the ladies when they come in, do not look at the tags. We're going to look at the fit, because even in one line that I love, I wear 4 different sizes personally in their pants. And so we educate ourselves on how the items fit so that we can best gear what size to grab for you when you're in the dressing room. And if you have to go up, it's just because of that line. It's not because of you. And there's some lines that you're going to need to go down in. But it really depends on the fabric and the cut and where it's made. I have a gorgeous line out of England called Ella and Cherry, and their blouses run 2 sizes smaller than U.S. sizes.
Okay. Yeah,
that's a little hard for a lady sometimes. Yeah, you know, when you're looking at it. But we know that that's how that blouse fits, and it's normal for that line. So our job when you're in there is to gear you towards the size in that particular line that's going to work for you.
Well, another thing I wanted to quickly mention, and for anyone who has not been in the store yet here in Bedford, they also have, and this is for you, Mike, they also have a men's little lounge area, so that if you come in shopping with your wife, or even if you there's some things there that, you know, men can purchase as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really cool addition to the store.
It is a very cool addition.
Yes, we've got a nook. We call it the gentleman's nook. And we have wingback chairs back there. The TV is there. We're getting ready to mount that on the wall probably next week. So we'll have, you know, sports going on or whatever it is that you guys want to watch back
some
there.
Grove Street FM content.
And then we have, we're a case knife dealer. So we have the handmade case pocket knife. And then we also have some vintage collector pieces as well, and bourbon decanters. You know, there's just all kinds of little gift items back there, including leather wallets. We carry from Myra. We have a great men's wallet from Myra, and then we have a all leather bifold or trifold back there as well. And then we have some shaving kits and men's leather briefcases, things like that.
That's cool. Awesome. So tell us, for everyone who's listening, the address, where you're located, and your store hours.
Sure. We're at 118 East Main Street. We're attached to the county building, directly across from Social Services, and diagonally across from the Blue Lady Cafe. We're on the other side of the street from Social Services, of course, and the Blue Lady. But we are Monday through Friday, 11 to 6, because we're trying to work with people as they get off work. And then Saturdays, we are 10 to 3. And then we will also do private shopping events or private styling appointments either before or after hours, if that suits your schedule better.
Love it. I love it. So definitely take some time to shop downtown Bedford and check out Lady Legacy. You will not be disappointed. There is something for everyone there.
Yeah, and you can make a day of it and go to or a lunch date and go to the Blue Lady as well. And thank you to them for jumping in the last minute and catering our Empower event last week.
Yes.
That everybody in my office was talking about how good the food was.
Yeah,
So,
it was great.
great to see a lot of local
the
Bedford
food is
businesses.
phenomenal.
It
Yes.
is.
And a big thank you to Kelly too, because she has jumped in, as a new member, but she helped to sponsor the breakfast at Empower.
Oh, great.
She's done a sponsorship of our Putt. So, I thank you too, because there are a lot of things we can't do without the support of our businesses, and we appreciate it. So, thank you for that, Kelly.
Oh, absolutely. We are thrilled to be part of downtown Bedford and to be part of the community. That's one of the things my husband and myself love.
Awesome. Well, Mike's got 2 questions he wants to run by you before we head out today.
2
Sure.
questions we ask every guest. So the first one is, how long have you been a member of the Central Virginia Business Coalition?
I joined, I think it was in late March, early April.
Mhm.
We opened the store mid-March, and so we turned around and joined Central Virginia Business Coalition right away.
Awesome. And what do you think? I know that you haven't been a member for very long, but you have been very welcome into the CVABC family. But what do you think is the greatest benefit of being a member of the Central Virginia Business Coalition?
Just the networking and the fact that it is local business and it's for local business, because I've started networking groups, I've been in networking groups, and it's just a different feel. And I really appreciate the fact, again, of the community and how when we hosted our first coffee talk the last Friday, we had close to 40 people there. Have fantastic.
Yeah.
And just kudos to you for doing those and putting them on, because they were really terrific.
And so I have a third question for you, because you're a little different, because you have a location in Fredericksburg as well. And this is your second location. Do you feel like the Central Virginia Business Coalition kind of gave you an edge for your Bedford store when you open as opposed to the Fredericksburg?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome.
Completely. So the support's been there from the beginning. And as I said, being able to do that first coffee talk, that really helped us to get some people in that have not, been in or even knew that we were opening. So it's a big.
I was surprised at how many men were there at that, and we're like, oh yeah, we need to let our wives know about this.
Yeah, and Matt was really happy he won the door prize because he was really looking for a dress. So, Matt Lishford, for listening.
Well, I tell the guys too that come in, my job is to keep them out of the doghouse.
That's right.
So we do also a gift giving service, so where they can call me with a budget and we can put it together. We also keep sizes and styles that they're the ladies in their lives love, so that we can get them a gift for her that she's going to be very happy with, and he's going to stay out of the doghouse.
And and that's a great thing. I wish more stores did, because like Blakely Body and Bath, I went to go get something. It was for my wife's birthday, I think. And I went in, and of course she knows my wife, and I was like, I really don't know what to get her. And she goes, let me look at her order history. I'm like, do what? And she's like, yeah, I can look it up. And I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. And so she helped me find something, and it was a big hit. She loved it. So it was great to be able to look at their purchase history and kind of see what she had gotten before, so that we could get either the same thing that was on there before or something very similar that would, be along the same lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a huge help, and it takes a lot of stress out of the situation.
Well, Kelly, thank you so much for joining us on the show today, and appreciate you being able to call in. I know you were super busy getting moved into your new space, but I appreciate your time.
Well, thank y'all. I really appreciate the opportunity to be on with y'all, and again, love it, and can't wait to see everybody in the shop in Bedford.
Yes. Thank you so
sure.
much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Talk Local to Me today. Hopefully you have benefited from hearing from our guests and maybe found something that you need.
Woody now knows about 3 coffee talks.
Woody does know.
He learned something today that he cannot just ignore.
I agree. But you can find out more information about not only our members and guests that are on the show, but also the events by going to
CVABC.org. Have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you next week.